Prince William and Kate at the Taj Mahal, and you can see it's a beautiful iconic image similar to his mother's, but Kate tends to wear a lot of blue, and that does indicate that she is very stable and very conservative. And if you see Diana, she's much more brightly coloured. She looks sad and downcast there, and she's projecting an image of loneliness as her marriage to Prince Charles disintegrated. But I think that the bright colours represent, the orange I think represents an uninhibited risk taker, and the purple skirt royalty. And I think she did know from a very young age that God was going to single her out for certain soul characteristics that she does have of compassion, caring and love, and that she would become a world leader in some way. I think she felt this from the beginning of her life. And I think when Prince William and Kate are visiting the same iconic building, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, dedicated to love. I think that the image they're protecting is one of a more protected image than Diana gives, because Diana is, I don't think she was loved properly from her childhood. Her parents did divorce when she was young, and I think she felt that because she's a very tender, loving, caring, sweet person, and that's what I feel intuitively, is that she wasn't loved, that she was in need of a lot of love from her childhood, which she didn't receive. And I think she was very much in love with Prince Charles, but he was in love with another woman at the time that he married, and that's why the marriage did disintegrate. But if you see William and Kate, you can see they're giving off an aura of detachment, cool detachment, and they're much more stable and loving in their relationship than Charles and Diana, and they're both in blue, and I think that they're determined to give their family a stable, happy and loving, carefree existence, which I think is very, very important, that William should put his family first, but not to the detriment of his country. But I do feel that he may be a little bit unsuited to public life, because I think Diana did confide her emotional turmoil in him since his childhood. And so I feel that he may be a little bit in need of some emotional support when he comes out in public. He's not very trusting of the public or photographers because of Diana's tragic passing, and so I feel that's where his reluctance to take on more public work is coming out. I don't think there's anything negative within him. I just think it's his upbringing and all the experiences and negative experiences that he's had with the public. But otherwise I think they're a wonderful, loving couple and very beautifully matched, and it's completely the opposite of Charles and Diana's marriage. And I think that Diana is quite manipulative with the press, especially towards the last 6 or 7 years of her life, and she was quite clever with the press, planting messages and projecting her isolation and loneliness. But I do think that Diana wore much brighter clothes than Kate, and I think that Diana was much more of a risk taker and less conservative than Kate. So I think Kate fits into the royal family beautifully, but I do feel that William would make a wonderful king if he could share his time much more with his family, and he'd love to keep on his ambulance work, his air ambulance work. So I feel he'd prefer to be a very part-time king rather than a full-on king engaged with the public. But this may be due to his background, his very difficult. I think there was a lot of emotional turmoil in his early life, and obviously after the death of his mother.